Amazing. Ah, beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening to everybody. Kelly Chiasson here, Landed for Success, Untold Stories. And this is, I'm so, I'm so excited because
We're
last
so much
week,
fun.
it is, you are fun, and this is fun. This really is, it's a
Yeah.
fun space. And we have started kicking off our author interviews last week and introducing all of you to these incredible individuals who really just were able to get behind the power of sharing their stories and understanding how important it is to inspire others through their stories and what that does, not just for others, but for themselves by doing that. And I am absolutely privileged to be joined by Alisia Young this evening. Alicia, oh my God, I love you. You gorgeous lady. You
Thank
are
you, Kelly.
lovely.
Oh, I love you too. I love you so much.
See,
Yeah, you're
for
lots of
all
fun.
of, oh my, we're like best friends. We just met, but it's like we've known each other forever. And you guys will
Yeah.
love Alicia too as you get to know her more and more, because we'll be coming back here.
Aww.
There'll be more interviews as we move toward the launch. We'll be launching Untold Stories early 2021. This dynamite
Wow.
young entrepreneur is fantastic. Her energy is exactly where it is, makes everybody feel warm and fuzzy and really, really interested in investing in how they can really take their better from the inside out and just take that next level. So that we can all
Yeah.
position ourselves to really impact to the highest degree everybody that is everybody that's connected to us in our lives, our families, our friends, loved ones.
Absolutely.
And I love who you are. I love what you're doing. And no one is here to listen to me. So I'm going to throw it right over to you. And you are amazing. And I will say on the entire Landed for Success team is just really enjoying seeing what you're doing and getting to know you. And it is a pleasure to have you
Wow.
part of our collaborative project here, Untold Stories. So let's start there. Alicia,
Thank you
tell
so
everybody
much.
what you are so welcome. Tell everybody what you do. Let's, I mean, I gave a little bit, but not really. Let's let them know what you're doing.
Sure, yes. So I first want to say thank you so much. I love you, Kelly, and I love Landed for Success team. You guys are phenomenal, and you all came in, stepped in at like the perfect time. I love how you're running with it, and you all just by the networking events and the ability to become an author, a co-author, has instilled a lot of confidence in me, because sometimes I was like, I want to do things, but I don't know how to do it, or I don't know where I can do things. So the fact that you have this platform and you support us so much, there's so much that I need to get myself caught up to speed on, but I'm so grateful for all of you, because you all have changed the direction of my 2020, and I know a lot of other people. So I just want to say thank you, and just really say I love you all so much.
Oh, it's a
And
two-way street. It's a two-way street here.
awesome. And for what I do, so I'm a little bit, I'm really fine tuning what I do now. So when I kind of first stepped out on the scene of switching things around. So I'll just do a little quick background. So I previously was starting my business in 2019, practicing as a naturopathic doctor. I've now changed directions, and I'm no longer practicing as a naturopathic doctor, but I still take what I've learned in the profession of health, along with my experience as a coach. So that means providing health coaching, weight loss coaching, life coaching, and also now I'm getting into performance coaching and accountability, to really focus on people who have these high ambitions but need help to stay organized. So what I'm focusing now is I provide performance coaching, especially for high achieving individuals. And I generally do that, but I really especially love working with individuals who have eating disorders or may not even be to that level of where somebody may call it an eating disorder, but who are dealing with binge eating or resort to eating when feeling overwhelmed or feeling stressed as a way to feel better and feel calm. And so I do that by virtual coaching and also creating online programs, and up and coming is working on a podcast in the future to really speak with other amazing people, because as you know, we can learn so much from each other and just from each other's energies. So that's kind of what I'm working on.
The list is just like grows, and it just grows and it grows and it grows. So Untold Stories.
Yes.
Why participate in Untold Stories? Why share your story? Why now?
Yes. So when I heard about it, I was like, I have to do that. If I'm able to participate, I have to. And one of the main reasons is because I love reading stories. I love, that's how I ended up working one-on-one with a lot of the coaches I've worked with or joining their programs, is because I love them and I love their stories and I love how they love to share their expertise and help people through their expertise. And I love that idea of teamwork, of we all kind of have a story to share, so why not share it together? And then by virtue, we may be able to meet other people or go onto other people's radars through sharing our stories and being collectively sharing our stories. And so I loved that as well.
That's amazing. Do you remember any specific individual or individuals that you feel really impacted who you are today in your earlier years?
Mm-hmm.
You have a tremendous strength,
yes.
and a tremendous drive, and typically people can trace that back to a source or sources. So I would love to know.
Absolutely. Can I share a few people? Because
oh my God,
there are a few
absolutely.
people who easily. So I have some of my family members are like especially like when I released my first book, it really, really came to light. Like some people were supportive to me throughout the whole way. So for example, my auntie Marilyn, my cousin Danielle, my cousin Nichelle, and one of my best friend Robert, my best friend Chris, my best friend Crystal. These are people who have known me forever and have always been rooting for my success. I never ever felt any sort of negativity from them, and I always felt like whichever direction I go, whatever I do, I have their full support. So friends and family, they have been amazing, and I'm so grateful for them, and I feel very blessed for having them in my life. And in terms of other people, I can recall 2 experiences in school that really helped me to see myself differently. So one of them was I remember what grade was it? I think it was grade 9. There was actually, sorry, I'll start with grade 7. I had a teacher, Mrs. Parrish, I'll never forget her. She taught art, and she's just really cool. And I remember she just came to me one day and she's like, Alicia, you're a leader. You're a great leader. And I was just like, I don't know what led her to say that. I don't know if maybe she could tell that maybe I wasn't believing in myself or I couldn't see something in myself. But when she said that, it made me just think about myself in that way. So she was one of the first people in terms of education. And when I was kind of just keeping to myself, not really trying to be noticed, that really, she helped me to see myself in that way and then further develop those skills. And then I remember in grade 9, the principal of my school, she invited me to attend it's called a STAR. I don't know if it's still called that, but Students Together Against Racism. And it's something where you're selected to participate in that. And so she had selected me to participate in that. And it really made me feel like, oh, wow, okay, maybe they're seeing things that I'm not seeing in myself, but all those opportunities led to further leadership development. So I didn't see myself in those ways before, but as people kept pointing it out, I was like, okay, clearly they have to be right, because they're not necessarily having these conversations with each other. So they helped me to start believing in myself.
That's pretty empowering as a young lady to think about these adults, these trusted individuals that are saying things and pointing things out that you didn't necessarily, well, maybe it must be true. Maybe I should look at this.
Yeah.
Have you gone back to
Yeah.
talk? Have you had any conversations with your teacher or with your principal over the years?
Yes, I've kept in touch with my principal. We talk about once a year. And
Oh
my teachers, I've tried to keep in touch with my teachers. I look them up on Facebook, I look them up on LinkedIn, but I can't find them. But I wish I could just go tell them, like, you really made an impact, because I know that they have a different cohort every year and we just kind of grow up. But it's like, I want them to know you have such an impact. Like, the things that you say, you're such strong role models for students. I wish I could tell them. I'm going to keep looking for them.
I am telling you,
but no, I
that's
haven't had the chance yet.
Isn't that, there's a few teachers that I would give anything
Yeah.
to say you were amazing and
Yes.
be able to share the impact that they had, because you don't always get the opportunity to hear that from your students as they carry on through life. You know that what you're doing is gonna serve someone in all of the groups of kiddos that like move through your classrooms. But yeah. That's amazing. So without no details, because all of you are going to want to get a copy of the book and read her chapter all on your own. But can you give us a highlight of what your Untold story is about?
Absolutely. Okay, so without giving it all away, honestly, it's kind of a recollection of life events up to now, but things that I've gone through, and then things that I feel like other people can relate to but might not be vocal about. And especially because I don't know, I know we had this conversation before of like, sometimes you may see a person's life from the outside and then think something, but really they might be dealing with a totally different reality internally. So it's really, I would say that's, in a nutshell, the essence of what my chapter's about.
What are your hopes? What are your hopes with your chapter? When someone reads your chapter, what do you hope?
Yeah. Oh, I love that question. Yeah, I really hope that, and I love like the title that was selected, because we did some, there's some ideas shared there, so I really love the title. I just don't want to give too much away, but I essentially want people to feel what the title says. and just this idea that we're all living our lives, we're all doing the best that we can with the information that we have. And it's something like, one of my really close friends, I know we're working together, we're doing like a book study together, because we're really figuring out our careers and our next directions and the bigger picture and what we desire in life. And we often remind each other, and I love her because she reminds me as well to have self-compassion. Like, remember, we are in a pandemic and there are things that we want to do, or things are not the usual way they would be. And so I think that's something that she's, well, not I know she constantly helps me to remember that. And I hope that kind of spills through in the chapter as well. Of, there are so many factors that are outside of our control. Even though there are decisions that are within our control, a lot of it's not. A lot of it can be luck, a lot of it can be connections, a lot of it can be timing. And I feel like sometimes people get upset when things aren't lining up a certain way by a certain timeline. So I really want that self-compassion to be there, and that reminder of, you're doing the best you can with what you know, what you have.
That's a really solid reminder, and keeping it 100, because it's easier to slide down the rails of, A, B, C, D, and forget to take into account that, you know what, I'm doing the best with what I've got, and chances are most other people are doing the same.
Mhm.
And so it's, keeping that in mind, I think serves a very good, uh, it serves as a good base for self-compassion, and then
Yeah.
extending it to the other people you come in social distance contact with, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that's the other aspect is, what, having expectations or thoughts on what other people may be doing or not doing, and
Mhm.
understanding, you're writing you're doing your thing, other people are doing theirs,
Yeah.
and and that's it. It really doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside in.
Mhm.
Just understanding it's different
Yes.
from the inside out.
Yes. Exactly. Yep.
I love
So
it.
true.
I am so excited for your story, and I'm so excited for people to hear more from you and get to know more of you. Uh, do you think sharing stories matters? And I mean, and that's kind of funny because obviously you do. That's why you're participating in the book. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, beyond that, why do stories really, at the end of the day, why do they matter? And is it, during the pandemic, is it an even more exceptional time that stories really come into play?
Mm. Yes, I love that. I love that question. I'll be completely biased because I've always been a bookworm. I love I love books. Like my friend got me a gift card, early Christmas gift card for Amazon, and he's like, "Why don't you get something nice?" I'm like, "But I love books. Like I could read another person's thoughts from centuries ago. You can spend time with different people who you look up to. You can get inside of their head. You can kind of see how they live their life or kind of principles that they have or life experiences that they've been through." And I think those are the main reasons I feel that stories matter. But yeah, just to be able to get into another person's head, and there can be somebody who can be like on the other side of the world or may have existed many, many years ago, but you can still read their ideas and their thought processes, and it's typically pretty affordable. So you can learn so much from other people just by reading their words or yeah, so I feel like it's a way to spend time with people. And maybe I know I remember a coach that I worked with, and she really loved Tony Robbins. Like her dream was to be able to go to one of his, like have a one-on-one session with him and go to his like conventions. And she's like, right now, it's not something that I'm able to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to read all of his content because that's something I can do. And it's like you can be with that person and you can learn from them. So I love, those are the reasons I think that sharing stories are so important. It's such a blessing. Being able to read is such a blessing, or being able to understand audiobooks is such a blessing. We can take so much away from those activities.
I agree. It's fun, and it's necessary, and it makes a
Yeah.
difference. I love it. We're readers in this house, and our 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 second in line, um, he reads not as much as everybody else, and then our daughter has a passion for writing, and she is
Ooh.
a phenomenal little author and
Wow.
is very, 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 very talented in this
Yes.
space. Incredible, which is it's just really fun. But it's understanding other people's perspectives, point of views, and their experiences in how they choose um, to share their work. And it's
Yeah.
art. Um, yeah, it's putting art into words on paper, and I love it because,
Yeah.
and I don't know,
That's beautiful.
it was explained to me a while ago, Alicia, a while ago, years ago, that experiences uh, can actually be seen as artwork,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
how art um, it flows and it has different movement and things like, there's all sorts of, you know, you have abstract art, you have this and that, and how closely tied that can be to our experiences. And so when you're able to look at your experiences and create an art from your experience, that's, you know, you put it into words and you've created, it's anyways, different story, different day. But I like the creativity that comes with writing. I like the creativity that reading grows within me. And I see that in my kids. I see that in you, and I talk with you and other individuals, and it's amazing. What would you say to your fans and your family and your friends that are watching and will be coming back with more interviews, for people that have got stories that they may want to share, but they're thinking, you know, it doesn't always resonate with everybody. Timing is everything. Absolutely. And the confidence, you know, there's a comfortability and, you know, ABC that comes along with it. But if someone's on the fence, what would you say to them?
Ooh, the questions today. Ooh. I would say, so there are a few things I would say. And as you mentioned this, I reflect back to when I first wrote. I did write something, but I never released it because I got too scared. And then this time when I was going to release it, this reminds me of my conversation with my coach, who I was able to write my first book through her program. And I was having cold feet. I was like, I don't know if anybody's going to even like this. Am I going to seem vain? Especially because like the cover of my first book, it's me. And we had that conversation. I'm like, that's so vain. Like, what are people going to think? And she's like, who are you writing it for? Who are you writing it for? And why are you writing it? And we did like a tapping session where she brought up a lot of the fears that I had of like, I'm going to get a lot of negative reviews. I'm going to have people who said that my writing is immature or that it's not relevant or it's not important. But then she's like, think of like your patients who you previously worked with. Think of your clients who inspire you and who you want to share this message with, who you want to meet more people like that. What is your reason for writing your message? Focus on that. Like, life is too short. You can't live for other people. If it's important to just touch one person's life. And I remember like getting feedback from my cousin when she read my book, and she was like, I am crying. I was like, wow, that made it all worth it. So it was like, so like
put
crying
myself
of like,
on the back cover too.
Oh, so it's like that's why I didn't do it for and I have received negative feedback. And it's like, at the end of the day, I didn't write the book for you. It's not for you. Who are you writing it for? And if you feel you have a message, talk to people who have written books, talk to people who have overcome the fears. And it's still scary. I was terrified to release it. Like, and it's like you're sharing vulnerable things about yourself. But at the end of the day, what do you stand for? And what is your message? Who is it for? Are you going to be like, if you die tomorrow, will you be like, oh, I wish I had just released that book, instead of like being all nervous and in my feelings about it? And you can work with editors, you can work with people, mentors who will help you to know, are you sharing, like, is what you're sharing appropriate? Are you sharing it in an appropriate way? There's always help with your message and with your confidence. So that's what I would say.
Those are beautiful words. And that's a beautiful thing to say, because the ones that are going to have the criticisms and the complaints, and there's such thing as constructive criticism, but the naysayers, if you will, it wasn't meant for them.
Yeah, it's not for you.
There's how many people on this planet? There's someone that your words, Alicia, and any Tom, Dick, and Henry, Henrietta, we'll throw a girl in there, there's someone whose words are meant for them.
Yeah.
And that's it. At the end of the day, there are people out there that are in need of your story.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate your time. I know you have a
Thank you,
very
Kelly.
active week, and carving out a window to hop on here with me for everybody to have a bit more of an introduction of you and who you are and what's to come in the book is absolutely a treat. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to all of you, really, look her up on Facebook, find her, connect with her, plug into what she's doing. She's been doing amazing work. Really, really, really.
Thank you.
And she is just growing that. So look at what she's doing. If you need any support to connect with her, please reach out to me directly, Kelly Chiasson, and I will happily, happily introduce you to her. So, Alicia Young,
Amazing.
thank you very, very much. And we look forward. We'll be back with more interviews. And keep it on your mind. Stay tuned because we will be launching early 2021, Landed for Success.
Oh, so excited.
If you are excited because of this beautiful lady, her energy and things like that, we do have a couple spots left. So feel free to reach out to her. She'll put you in contact with me.
Yes.
Or reach out to me directly. Yes. We'll have that expanded conversation and go from there. Have an amazing evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy December 15th. And we will see you soon. Alicia, absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you, Kelly. Oh, so much fun, always.